Oh,
Ow.
what the?
Okay, so, first podcast ever. Fucking amazing. Hey, hey, what is that? What is that?
Uh-huh. Hey, yo.
Oh, they gave me
What's
a
going
fake
on
true
out there
gas.
in the
Oh,
world?
that shit's working.
To be honest, I mean, first talk about this fucking bullshit ass virus. To be honest, are y'all really about to take that fucking vaccine though?
I don't know,
Nah.
bro.
It's
It's
like,
too early.
it's too early
It's
in
way too
production.
early
Like,
for that shit, to be honest. I mean, you know what? And here's the thing too. I don't know if you saw the news, but the FDA's chief of staff advisor Dick and Balls fucking said basically if you don't was basically kind of forced by the White House in means of the White House saying if you don't approve of this
Whoa.
vaccine that you're gonna end up having to resign, and then the next day lo and
that's
behold
fucked up.
they
We're
end up
not, we're
passing it
not,
anyway.
that's kind of fucked up. Like, that is like mandatory though, because it's like the same for school. Like,
Well, it's not
they
mandatory
completely,
according to
they
Joe Biden.
unenroll you. They unenroll you out of school though, cause like, it's not mandatory. You don't have to do it, but it's just like,
I mean, it would make
it's whether
sense
you want to be in
because
school or not.
and this is to say that the vaccine does work, which you don't know if it works or not. Because, alright, copyright. Because, I mean, you can simply just, like, even with that like, I guess President-elect Joe Biden was saying, oh, it's not gonna be mandatory. But we all know that one way or another, that vaccine is gonna be mandatory. Whether it be through the school system, whether it be through a state, loophole, making a law, or I don't know. It just the whole vaccine doesn't sit well with me, and especially because now the state's going through phases where you have to go through phase one, healthcare workers, phase two is teachers, and phase three is going to be the general public, which probably won't even touch the general public until summer of 2021.
Oh.
If you want to talk funding and general distribution of the vaccine.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what if something goes wrong and we just don't know it yet? Like,
Well,
it could be
dude,
5 months later.
somebody
Type
already
thing,
had
and
an
then,
allergic
like,
reaction to it too. You know.
Bill, the Clintons were actually talking about this. I think in a TEDx or something like that. That they were saying there will be a pandemic in about 5 years, and that was in 2015. So he was like completely correct about that. And they said y'all should be investing money into the medical industry. You know,
Right.
paying like your taxes for like science, basically. Which we always should. And you know, we didn't, and look where that has us now. That has us going from the virus is only gonna be like 2 weeks, like required quarantine. This is gonna have you in quarantine for 2 weeks.
Right.
Now look at us. It's been what, months? Like,
stop.
Yeah, and I
Come
mean,
back.
to be honest, like I feel like the way, and I'm not no Trump supporter, I'm not no Biden supporter. I honestly I could give a fuck about the election, but I feel like Donald Trump's
Uh,
general
go
control
to the
and
casino.
evaluation of how to really assess the actual national emergency that the country went through during the pandemic, which, I mean, to mention, I mean, the country was basically in the equivalent of a vegetative state, you know what I'm saying? Like, with this fucking pandemic.
Vegetables.
So,
yeah,
I feel like he did a pretty good job at kind of gaining that other side in terms of political parties when it comes to
but
gaining the country's trust and being able to
even
control that kind of a situation.
even at that though, even with the other countries and shit, whatever. But our own government is delaying shit because they don't agree with Donald Trump. Like, they don't want to work for the people because of their situation, which is entirely fucking selfish.
Right.
Like, this lady, she delayed the vaccine. Like there was like some like millions of vaccines like ready to go, and she delayed that because she basically didn't want to work with Trump, like when he
Right.
was trying to get shit together, and she got taken out of office. Like, you know,
Right.
it's just still wild though. Like,
Yeah.
how it's kind of driven by political bias instead of, hey, there's some shit out there that's killing people. Let's all work together and do what we got to do.
Well, let's make it clear to everybody watching, and even to ourselves, in reality, that the ideology of politics is to put the bigger people in power first, over the blue collars, the hard workers, and etc. Fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like trying to inject politics into a global pandemic is just gonna end up in general hatred. To be honest. What do you think?
I would say that everything going on and like it involving politics and just trying to help people, it's really not that helpful having a overall ruler, basically someone who's dictating whether you will or will not get a vaccine, whether you choose to or not. And you know, everything in whatever the case may be.
Huge ass lag spike. Hold on.
Should be all a matter of choice.
Hold on.
And I can't recommend or disrecommend the vaccine because, of course, I.
Hey, what am I doing on your screen right now? Because I'm fucking frozen on my screen.
You're parked. You're like stuck.
Oh boy. It's completely frozen.
Can you see me shooting?
No, it's completely stuck in time. Stand by.
This is what you call shitty internet.
Practically, because I'm sitting in place behind the fucking thing, the casino. Let me take a look on the broadcast, see what's going on. Yeah, I'm frozen in time. This is ridiculous. I don't know what's happening. Oh, okay, let's see what we can do here. Let me see what happens if I stop broadcast. Can you hear me still?